Chapter 12, Night Party Before Aviation. Night has officially fallen with everyone hanging out at the party, in and around the Bear's Cave. Everyone parked their vehicles knowing the first thing they're doing tomorrow morning is drive out of the forest and straight to the airport. They agreed to the Bears sleeping over for tonight so they can all leave together. With everything out of the way, all that's left is to enjoy themselves for the night with a big adventure coming tomorrow. Inside Panta's bedroom, Panta's reading one of his volumes of Dr. Ocelot with Amanda, Chanda, and Titania. "I'm starting to love Dr. Ocelot," Titania smiled. "I told you you would enjoy it," Panta replied. "She really knows how to kick butt," Chanda added. "I would bring more volumes along, but it's a long story that happens underneath," Panta pointed at the ground. Amanda's brother and sister laughed while Amanda walked next to Panta. If there was an anime convention in Toronto, they would like to see Dr. Ocelot live in person. That'll be enough to read many more volumes. That's where we're taking them before we leave. After Panta put his Dr. Ocelot volume away, he, Amanda, and her siblings headed outside of his bedroom. They headed outside the cave where Icebell's handing out drinks, while Chloe is assisting Grizz to set up his speech with Gale by his side. "I'm gonna be with the bros now. Okay, I'll hang out with Samantha for the rest of the night." Amanda smiled. "Let's go, Chandler and Titania." "See ya, Panda," they both cheered. "See you too. Get some good rest tonight." Panda made his way to Grizz with a microphone in his hand. "So, is everyone here?" "Everyone we know is here," Grizz responded. "And I'll do a head count when we all get outside tomorrow," Gale smiled. "Be ready to make your speech, Grizz," Chloe turned to him. "It's almost ready." "No problem," Grizz responded as Chloe went back to set up the speakers. "I'm ready to step foot in Canada. Are you excited?" "Yes, I am," Panta responded. "So aside from Nom Nom, if we meet him, what are you planning to do in Canada?" "Hang out with Pan Pan and Ice B," he cheered. "We at least deserve a day hanging out together." "Yes, but on your own." This caused Grizz to look at Panta. "On my own, I'm hanging out with Amanda and her siblings while Icebell might be on his own. If you're gonna be on your own, there's at least something you should search for." Grizz had been going everywhere with his brothers doing the same to have everyone be all set for the flight. But now all that's left is what he's gonna do on his own, finding the excitement coming his way that would give his Canada adventure memories he'll forever remember. Meanwhile, farther away from the party, Charlie and Panta Jr. slowly made their way to the party lights, with his only goal to inform Ralph about the time to get a head start tomorrow morning. He'll do anything to go with him as long as he doesn't get caught. "I can hear them," Charlie spoke quietly. "There's gonna be a lot of people there." Panta Jr. hid behind Charlie's head as Charlie saw people hanging out with each other. He noticed Ranger Tapes with Cork by her side, talking to Carla and her sister Amy. Upon hiding in the bushes, he heard their conversation. "You're gonna miss the animals here?" Carla asked. "Yes, every single one of them," Ranger Tapes responded. "As much as they should feel the wonders of Canada, I can only bring one animal along." She looked down at Cork, who barked. "I went through this place a few times and came across animals," Amy smiled. "But since you know all the creatures here, what's the most important animal who should come even if they won't?" Ranger Tapes took out a picture of a deer with a broken antler and showed it to them. "My second most important animal is Little Buck," she responded. "Oh, what happened to his antler?" Carla wondered. "I broke it, but it was an accident. He still managed to be with another deer, even with only one answer. She leaned towards them, whispering in their ears. He fought a homework goal. Really? Amy giggled. We could see something like that in Canada. Ranger Tapes leaned back. The puppy rangers could encounter something like that, but most of the animals are mostly friendly. So, what's your first important animal who should really come? Charlie, she put a photo away. Charlie? Carla followed on. What type of animal is he? I can't say that. How come? Because he's not the type to hang out with animals. He's shy? No, he's really afraid of humans. Charlie couldn't believe his name was in the conversation, but felt relieved. Ranger Tapes told them the truth on why he isn't in the public eye of humans. I feel like him coming along would put him in an environment to enjoy the most, especially since Canada has more forests compared to here. Considering the amount of animals you've taken care of, they wouldn't be part of a herd if they're traveling separately. They could travel together as a big herd, Amy responded. Forest to forest meeting more big herds, it does happen. It is true, and Charlie does meet other animals, but it's really sad he's not gonna experience it. And either way, he's not gonna get over his fear towards animals, which is something that still wouldn't happen if he came along. Charlie slowly lowered his head in shame. No matter what happens, if he succeeds tonight, tomorrow morning, and arrives in Canada, he can't face his fear in any situation he could get stuck in. Ralph would brag out in the open if they ever meet him. Everyone, Grizz spoke through the microphone, getting everyone's attention as Ranger Tapes, Carla, and Amy made their way to the wooden stage where Grizz is at. As everyone gathered up to Grizz, Charlie paid attention to Grizz's words while still hiding his presence. It's really an amazing honor that we're all here for our trip to Canada tomorrow. Chloe then pressed a button, releasing a Canadian flag next to Grizz. Everyone clapped with some cheering. Canada, here we come, Samantha shouted. Now we're leaving at 3 o'clock in the morning, so we have enough time to get to the airport for our flight at 4 o'clock. It's gonna be almost 5 hours until we arrive in Canada, Chloe added. If nothing bad happens, we should be there at 9 o'clock. That's really hard for some of us to get up, Clifford commented. Then you don't know how I feel when I wake up so early in every morning. Lucy looked down at her brother. But at the very least, we can check into our hotels and get straight to our adventures, Grizz smiled. It's a big country, so we'll be there for a long time. He then looked at Daryl, who he clenched his teeth. But only the places that'll be close to us. I know, Daryl responded, but Toronto's a big city with so many activities to do. There's more than enough for all of us to have fun. Panda and Icebell all got up next to Grizz as he handed Panda the microphone. There may be problems when we get there, but it's better than not going at all. Icebell leans towards Panda's arm. Icebell is sure there's no tearing groups apart from beginning to end. He leans back, including couples, with one giving their siblings the adventure of a lifetime. Panda looked straight at Amanda, who adored his comment. Panda gave the microphone back to Grizz to give the final saying of the speech. We have 1 more hour to party until bedtime. Let's savor every single second for our adventure to Canada. Grizz lifted his hand up as everyone cheered. They continued to party for the following hour as Charlie had the information he needed to inform Ralph later. He made the choice to stay a little longer even though he can't party with them. It wasn't easy, but he was lucky no one had spotted him, including the Bears and Ranger Tapes. When it all ended, nearly everyone slept inside the cave while the rest slept in the shack behind the cave. Inside Grizz's room, Grizz was the last to stay awake while everyone, including his brothers, went to sleep. He still thought about what Panda said to him, and if he did tell his friends about it, they'd give him options, but it's the obvious direction. His mind about Canada since yesterday is more of a mystery the more he thinks about it. I've been spending most of my life wanting to get recognized by everyone here. He sat on his bed. Canada's like a free ticket of happiness. He took a deep breath in order to focus on the arrival tomorrow. It's never a bad thing, but if we had passports while running away, Agent Trout wouldn't interfere with any of the animals there if he tried. His memory flashed, remembering how he almost lost his brothers behind cell bars. But he's no longer afraid of him, especially after the time he finally stood up to him. Along with the other bears he and his brothers rescued. One thing's for sure, he knows those bears in Canada's forces. If it may not be the first thing he'll do when he gets there, but he's waiting until it happens. He took himself to bed as he prepared for the early rise tomorrow morning. Keep it chill, Grizz. Everything's going to be fine. It's just you, your bros, and a whole group of friends coming along. Nothing will ever ruin this adventure. He closed his eyes as he became the last to fall asleep. Little did he realize Charlie watched him through the window with Panda Jr. still by him. He still refuses to wake him up along with the other people inside, but he's really thankful to go out in the open without getting spotted, despite the risk. He went to the Canadian flag still hanging as he walked up to it. Panda Jr. looked at the flag himself while Charlie took a deep breath. Well, it's our Canada adventure if we bypass the airport and get into the plane they're going on, he commented. I just wish Ralph's smart enough to do that. Panda Jr. looked at him as Charlie looked straight at him. I know we don't have enough time to say goodbye to our friends in the forest, but I was too desperate. He looked back at the cave, still relieved that no one from inside spotted him. The bears wouldn't even believe how I got to Canada uninvited. In fact, they haven't been thinking about Ralph for a long time. He again looked at Panda Jr. Ralph isn't as bad as what they've been through. He then left the location, heading straight to where Ralph is at. He's uncertain how Ralph can do it, but once he gives him the information, it's all he's doing to sneak him onto the plane. But no matter what, he's dealing with his own problems the instant he's done with Ralph's help.